rather than
It's
the latter.
100% a mixture of all those things, but we do have our guests here,
All
what I'm
right.
saying, that I want to bring up, but
We can ask him
we'll
this
continue to,
question.
yeah, we can get him involved in it too, because good business is good business, right? And boxing is all about good business. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, man, when we're talking about the next generation of great fighters that are coming together, man, just you can kind of see the writing on the wall with these guys. I mean, it's all about the eye test. Tilling the soil, planting the seeds of the future. I think that's what we're looking at when we're talking about Zuffa boxing, for me personally, right? Yeah. I don't get caught up so much in the veterans and the stars that Zuffa is able to sign as much as the future stars that are going to be paving the path in the future. And I think that's what Zuffa boxing, the system, seems to be like it's doing, developing the future. And coming up right now is the future of boxing. Shout out to Robert Meriwether in the building. Robert Meriwether in the building.
What's going on with y'all?
What's good, family?
Welcome, King. Welcome, King. Can I ask you, are you currently at in Vegas? And because that looks like a Zuffa background or some kind
of. We at home.
Oh, you at home now? All right.
Bro, I live in Vegas though.
It could be a Zuffa background. We support Zuffa.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Salute, Mr. Meriwether. By the way,
Meriwether.
How you doing, sir?
Congratulations.
Great to have you guys up here.
Yeah,
man, definitely. Congratulations on your victory, man. Great performance. Looking forward to so many more performances, but it's the new wave, right? It's a new wave of energy. So let me ask you, first of all, how are you feeling, first of all, this morning? How's everything going so far since your victory? How's everything going?
Feeling good. Just started back in strength and conditioning today.
Right.
So, feeling good, strong. I just started my strength and conditioning with the at the UFC Apex. So, PI. So, I'm feeling strong right now.
Yeah, I can imagine. Go ahead.
No, that's awesome. Hey, King, let me ask you this. So when we're looking at your career, right, and we understand that in the non-Zuffa boxing space, there was the weight division of 130. But in Zuffa, they're going 126 and then they're going 135. Now, you on your last fight, you were fighting a lot closer to 135. I'm wondering, because you're so talented and you're so young, are you going to stick to that? And that's your trajectory of being ranked at under Zuffa at 135 pounds and going for the 135 Zuffa boxing belt and being ranked at Ring Magazine? Or is there a chance that we might see you at 126 at featherweight?
No. you're not going to see me at 126. That's
okay.
Nah. I'm 130, 135. That's always been my go-to. So with Zuffa, I'll be at 135. And then with Ring, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. They have a 130-pound champion at Ring Magazine. So, that can definitely be possible as well.
That could be a legitimate option. So let me ask you this, right? You're coming out of the Mayweather gym. That's where I first heard of you, right?
Yeah.
That's where I first heard of you was, and I'm picturing anytime I see a prospect like yourself coming out of that gym, I'm thinking, oh man, highly sought after, super talented. Not everybody gets in that club. I mean, it's almost like a badge of honor, right? To be coming out of that club. That means somebody sees something in you. So before I even saw you fight, just knowing that badge of credibility you had, I expected a lot from you, right? So I'm assuming that I can only assume that you had a lot of opportunities potentially in other areas that you could have went. I'm sure a lot of people saw you and saw some potential in promoting and pushing you. What separated Zuffa from the pack? What put you in a position to be like, you know what, this more fits what I'm trying to get done in my career?
I mean, Zuffa is the main promotion that's been giving me an opportunity. That's the main thing that I've been looking for. As far as I mean, they have a good platform. They're on Paramount Plus, so I know I'm gonna be on TV. I know that there's gonna be a lot of people around being able to turn on their TVs and watch a Robert Meriwether fight. So just with that alone, I mean that's a big plus for me. So I feel like and right now the U.S. landscape for boxing is not where it used to be. You're not seeing a lot of these promotions are losing their TV deals and things of that nature. So I just feel like to get back in USA for USA to have a great platform. I mean, I think Zuffa is one of the best one right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, King. And by the way, the reason why I call you King is, from what I understand, your father actually wanted to name you King, but your mom, but your mom was like, "No, we're not
He
doing."
wasn't having it.
I didn't put the story out enough for people know.
No. I mean, from what I understand, King, and yes, sir, I do know that it was you, Mr. Meriwether, that wanted to call your son King. But mom wouldn't have it, so I thought
Happy
that was
wife, happy life.
yeah.
Her,
But that's why I'm calling him King.
her response was, "He's not gonna be able to get a job." I said, "Baby, he's not gonna have to get a job."
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And she won the argument. You know how moms
Clearly.
go in the hospital. She won the argument. But
Right.
yeah, his name was supposed to be King Robert.
King Robert Meriwether.
That's awesome.
That'd have been diabolical, man. That would have been a
No,
great name, man. King Robert Meriwether the Third. That just sounds like royalty.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I mean, we saw you come in your Zuffa boxing debut, King, with your crown already, right? I thought that was nice. Like, all right, we got a little outside personality coming in with the Zuffa uniforms, which I like the Zuffa uniforms. And from what I understand of your career, you started when you were 7, so you've been boxing your entire life, multiple national championships, right? So my question is, and your father could probably answer some of this too, is when you guys were going towards the trajectory of boxing's going to be my career, why did you go pro so early instead of trying to go to the Olympics?
Well, usually I just say is I had outside people in my head, but I just said it was I had Floyd Mayweather in my head, and as a 15-year-old, I think it was 15, 16 years old, being 15, 16 years old, having a guy of influence like that in boxing saying that he wanted me to go pro and he was gonna sign me and things like that. I mean, it kind of influenced me, and I was stuck in my ways, and my dad just he went with it. At first he wanted me to stay amateur for longer, but I was just stuck in my ways, and I don't want to go pro, especially with having my
The
favorite fighter
cosign.
at the time
Right.
giving me the cosign like that. So
Now, my
Do you-
follow-up, sorry, Clay, it's a two-parter. My follow-up to it then is Dana White and Nick Khan have been very vocal, and they're working with USA Boxing, and we all believe that they're going to be helping the USA team and the Olympics do well in 2028. Now we're in a scenario where pro boxers can compete, and there are fighters like Bakhtir Jalilov, the heavyweight who already has 2 gold medals in competing in 2 Olympics, but both times he was already a pro. So is that something, because you're only 20, that you would consider where you'll go maybe try for the Olympics and keep going back and forth, kind of like some of the European guys?
the only thing is with USA Boxing, we got to see if USA Boxing would even allow that because they've never done that before,
They did it last year.
other than 2020 for the COVID. But I mean, it'd be nice, but I to be honest, it's never been my goal. Like it's never been
It's a possibility.
a real goal for me.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
You see, I think Dad's bringing the understanding of the experience being priceless for you. I think, right? He's seeing the reality behind the idea. Like that right there could raise your pedigree within itself to be in that type of structure, be in that kind of environment, give you an experience that you probably never had before, which would probably add to you as a fighter. Dad, please tap in, help me out here. Why is that a possibility?
Because it's an experience of a lifetime.
Right.
To go through that, experience it, maybe possibly win gold. It's experience of a lifetime, and he could be, named with some of the greats that has won the gold medal.
I agree.
Pro fighters in the Olympics.
You just don't
Well,
understand,
He
King.
was a
You don't
pro.
understand yet.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. They might do it because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, you never
I'll,
know.
All these years, they should have been done it. We haven't won gold since 2004.
and that's why we need
Yeah,
someone like
that's
you,
why.
King. That's why
Boom!
we
You
need the
just hit it,
king.
King. You just hit it right on the nail at the trajectory of the conversation, right? Which is exactly what you said: is the fact that we haven't meddled in so long, and a talent like yours, if given the opportunity, right? Of course, you're right that
I mean,
it
if they
might
give me
not
the
be there.
opportunity, it's definitely a possibility. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just thinking realistically. I don't think that they would allow a
Okay.
pro fighter into the Olympics just because they've never done it. Other than the one time they done it in COVID time when everybody went pro. Although the whole team went pro, and then they came back because of COVID. Even then, some of those fighters weren't on the team. They weren't even supposed to go to the Olympics. They just brought them back because of some technicality.
Well,
Because they
Robert,
didn't have a team.
Hey, King, I'm going to say this one last thing about it because I know your dad would love for you to have it. Please understand that all of us believe that you are so talented and you are so groomed to do any type of boxing you want to be that we would actually believe that you can go get a gold medal if that's something
Oh,
you choose to do.
for
But
sure.
I want to say this. I'm making my pitch right now to Dana White, who on your post-fight conference, Dana said when they kept asking him, hey, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? And Dana White kept saying, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So,
Okay.
Dana, and you can let him know, Mr. Meriwether, that Angelo Reyes said this. How about you make the dream team from the Zuffa boxing group
For the
and
Olympics.
send them to the Olympics? Pros from Zuffa that will go to the Olympics with King Robert Meriwether representing that lightweight class.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds nice. I like that.
We're gonna paint it for you. I'm trying to tell you, man. We're trying to tell you there's a vision out here, there's a purpose here. But look, King, so we're talking about what we're talking about what we want, right? We're being selfish
Right.
boxing fans. I'm gonna be real with you. That's exactly what's happening right now, right? But this is about you and what you want. So speak to what you want. You know what I mean? Where do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 2 years? What is a legitimate goal for you in the next, let's say, 2 years in your professional career now that you got this platform?
I mean, 2 years, I see myself, ring cards, fighting for belts, or just be a contender status. Being around a belt and being at that belt level. So
Right,
that's my
right.
goal 2 years from now. I'll be what 22 going on 23. So
Yeah.
that's my
That'd be
goal.
pretty young. That'd be pretty young, man. Do you see the landscape of the lightweight division, 135-pound division, when you think about the Abdullah Masons, the Floyd Schofield Juniors, Hadir Herrera's, I'm trying to think of people.
Raymond Muratayas,
Yeah,
right?
Raymond would probably be gone, right?
Oh,
Raymond would probably be
okay.
gone, but I'm saying like those are the guys that are getting looked at as like the new wave of 135 pounders. Do you see yourself in that same conversation as a lot of these guys in the next year or so? Like you see yourself legitimately being able to compete with these guys?
For sure. I mean, there's no way that I can't look at myself in that demeanor. I feel like I'm a top guy. I feel like I can be in the top conversations with champions in the next year or two. I know I'll be in that contender status, like I said. So looking for belt challenge, and that's my goals.
No doubt, no
Now,
doubt.
now,
No
uh,
doubt.
now, as you're training here in Vegas at the UFC PI, I'm sure you're seeing all these other different athletes, and as Julian Rodriguez told us yesterday, it's a very like a university style where even your opponents would be the ones coming through, right? Do you see some of your possible opponents? Because, for example, just this past Sunday, Justin Valoria, he's 135, right? Oscar Perez was 135. We just saw Rayo beat Diego Torres. That was 135. Are these who they're lining up for you, or are there others that are out there that you're thinking could be a future opponent?
I don't know. I look at anybody around my weight. I look at them a little different. So I mean, it is at the end of the day, it's boxing. It's every man for himself, and it is like that. So I'm seeing a lot of guys that's around my weight. that I'll look at, and then I know that they're gonna bring. I know Dennis said they want to bring a lot more in. So I know there's gonna be a lot more talent that's coming into Zuffa that that'd be more of a challenge, or that's as challenging as they have now. So I'm just staying on my P's and Q's and knowing I got to be in the gym constantly and be ready.
Right now, I know that the 50K must have been nice, and I'm sure that's something that maybe you weren't accustomed to. Having been with the UFC in the past myself, I understood these are what the fighters are going to start to get, right? And when you got the 50K, coming off of, by the way, a extremely dominant showpiece, but decision, were you shocked? Were you like, oh, you can get a 50K for doing a decision? That's
Uh,
amazing.
I mean, when Dana came in for the to talk about the bonuses, I knew that I was gonna win it regardless. I just had a really good feeling about it because or even before Dana, when we were talking about it for weeks, I've been telling my parents, and even then, I think weigh-in day when I talked to when I had the fighter meeting, I said that to Max Kellerman and Andre Ward and all of them. I said I was gonna win it, and then I went in there and handled my business. And when I on the way on the way back to the room, I got the call that I won, and I was I started to cry a little bit.
You teared up. Oh nah.
Oh,
Cause it was
that's
like, I mean,
awesome.
it's life changing for me. Like
Right.
Yeah,
I hadn't fought in 300 some days. So,
Mm.
as a boxer, you're not making money unless you're fighting, and
right.
that was a long layoff for me. And to be able to turn around and get something like that, it was definitely, it was sentimental for me.
That's awesome. Can you speak on that emotion then? Was that because I know you've spoken on this before, but that's one of the major reasons, right? Why you wanted to be with Zuffa, knowing that there isn't this weird people are gonna try to avoid me. There is no avoiding anybody. But just the activity. Can like are you at a place now where you're like, hey, I'm already back into training and I'm getting ready to fight again here pretty soon?
Yeah, I have a we have a target date already, so I'm knowing that I'm getting in camp soon. Well, I'm in camp now, but um we have a goal in mind. So fighting with a goal in mind is definitely um I have a different, feeling or with that. So I've been able to go through where I'm just training without any goals in mind, just being in the gym, staying in shape. And it's a different mindset when you're in that difference between having a fight date and knowing that something's going down really soon.
Yeah, that phone call, waiting on that phone call is kind of weird. Now there's a little bit, it seems like there's a little bit more peace of mind because the activities is locked in. So now you're like, okay, I got something to work on. So you're trying to stay on point. So right now in your career, activity, opponents, or positioning, right? Those are the three. And my question is, what's more important out of those three things right now between activities, opponents, and positioning, right? What are you more concerned about right now?
Yeah, for me, I'm just I'm just glad I'm able to showcase what I can do.
Mhm.
So being able to get in the ring and constantly get in that activity is definitely a different feeling than I've ever been able to experience. I've fought, I think what the max was 3 times in a year. So
Mm.
I think
Mm.
I think this is gonna be a different pace for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Man,
Yeah.
it sounds like you're fighting. I mean, I don't want to say you're fighting in March, but it sounds like you are kind of already have a target of fighting really soon. Is it possible for us to see you fight more than 3 times this year? Because you already
Well,
fought
that's what I
four
was going to
times.
literally ask you because I think on the
Yeah.
Boxing Boys yesterday, you said you guys could possibly go north of that, right? Like 4 or 5, huh?
Yeah, we can end up doing 4 or 5. Right now we're on target for 4, but anything can happen, so we can end up getting 5.
Yo,
Wow.
can I ask you a question? And I want to get some clarification for myself. As far as education, is it true? Like, are you like, did you graduate college or something? Like,
I didn't. I can go to college anytime. I got a scholarship right now, but I graduated high school at 16 years old. Just
That's what it was.
Whoa,
That's what it was.
you're like Doogie
With
Howser. I
the-
mean, wow.
I had a 3.9 GPA, so I had
Ooh.
my parents on me.
That's what
You
it
get
was, because
there,
I know there was something with the education thing with you. I know that you're a real smart dude. I was telling Reyes that I'm like, nah, I think he's either got a degree already or graduated or something was going on with you. So I know you're super educated. You're super articulate, by the way, man.
Right.
I saw you on up there with Max Keller in there. How was that experience? How'd that feel to be there on that big stage? You know what I mean? Did you feel kind of small amongst the giants, or did you feel right at home? How'd you feel?
It was great. I think they called me Sunday morning right after. Oh no, Saturday morning right after the fight on Friday, and said that they was flying me out to California for Inside the Ring. So that's a good question. I'm like, yeah,
that wasn't
I'm
that.
telling the story.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went to Inside the Ring, and being around those, just seeing. I came in and seen Max and Malik and Mike and Shady, and just seeing those guys. It was definitely, I was a star. I was, what is it? A deer in headlights at first, but just getting in front of the camera, I kind of settled down and was able to just talk and be myself, and it was a great experience. I loved it.
Yeah,
That's
that's got to be an experience as far as. And I want you to speak a little bit more on it, because I know there's a lot more to it, right? As far as when you go in there, there's a studio, they're miking you up, right? They're telling you where to sit, they're letting you know what camera is your camera, what cameras are going to be looking at, and but at the same time, they're telling you just be natural, just be, you know what I'm saying, just you know what I'm saying, be yourself. I don't want you to feel no pressure, but look here. Sit here and, you know what I'm saying, and be here, and you're going to get. How was that experience? Or just, was that your first time being in that professional space to where you're kind of being guided and moving around? And were you thinking about that a little bit as you were kind of, on the live show, as you were dealing with the show?
I don't think it was my first time.
Was it?
I
Okay.
can't remember, but I know I was. I mean, I was just being myself. I like
Okay.
to now. Now I'm starting to really open up out of my shell. I think over the years I've been a little shy. So
Hmm.
now the older I'm getting, I feel like I can just be myself. And now I'm realizing that a lot more people like my actual personality and who I am. So
Mm.
just being myself is definitely helping, and I'm gonna continue to do that.
Yeah, no, certainly. But with being with Dana White, he likes all of the fighters to just be themselves, and whatever comes out, right? And in the ring, King, we could see that you're extremely high IQ, very accurate. It was almost like every 10 seconds you already had a plan for your next move, and you were completely dominant when we watched you on Paramount Plus. Um, with that said, now though, here you are, you're moving yourself forward. You've spoken about how, and in the show we've talked about one of the great things about Shakur Stevenson, and Claymore's very adamant about saying this all the time. Shakur's not, it's not necessarily the opponents that Shakur's fighting, more so than the people he's sparring. And he's sparring Terrence Crawford, he's sparring Keyshawn Davis. Now you, King, you've been in there with Shakur, you've been in there with Jorge Linares. And I mean, I remember going back to Jorge Linares when he was at Wildcard Gym. One of the best things I ever watched was Jorge Linares against Adrian Broner, when Adrian Broner was still in the amateurs, right? And you kind of had that same trajectory of, well, I'm already going to spar Shakur, I'm already going to spar Haney, so you've sparred the best. How soon do you feel like you could already say, you know what, you want to give me a title shot against Rayo now? I'll do it. Right? Or where are we at on that?
I'm 20 years old, so whatever. I mean, I feel like we have a good trajectory on where I'm going with my career, and I feel like my team has a good plan for me, and you know, I'm sticking to the plan.
I like that
I'm sticking
answer.
to
I
the
like
plan.
that answer, Robert. I
Gary
like it,
Media
man.
trained. I like it.
No, that's the way you got to be out here, man.
Yeah.
And that's interesting that Reyes brought that up, because I definitely wanted to talk about that as well, and let you dive into that as far as coming out of that Mayweather gym. I'm knowing you're seeing great sparring. So I was wondering if you want to share with us some of the, Reyes went down a couple of people, but who have you sparred with? You know what I'm saying? Since you're professional, you started your professional career in that gym.
Um, since I mean, I've been sparring guys since I was an amateur. Like
Right.
I had sparred Tank and Devin when I was 15, 16 years old, and then as I got older, I've sparred Linares, Keyshawn, Shakur, know some more. But I mean, I've been in there with a million champs at this point. So
No, that's what's up. That's what's up, man.
That-
That's gonna do a lot. Keyshawn, you saw the fights this weekend, I'm assuming, right?
yeah,
Are you still a boxing fan,
yeah,
Robert?
yeah, definitely.
You're still watching these fights, right? Who did you pick going into the Shakur T.O. fight, by the way? I'm not sure. Who did you pick going in?
Uh, you go to fight hype right now. I have my predictions. I was
You-
perfect.
You're
I was
perfect.
perfect. I
oh,
wish,
on everyone, on
I
all
wish
of them.
I wish people went and put their money on it, but I did.
Mm.
Keyshawn. I said Keyshawn by KO, and I said Shakur by decision. Although I had it closer than that, than what it was, but I had Shakur by decision.
What do you think was a big because I think a lot of people did with as far as Shakur and T.O.'s concerned. A lot of people felt like it was going to be a super competitive fight, and it just wasn't, right? It was one sided. Did you put your finger on what it was that made the difference from you watching it? What was it that made it so one sided as you were watching the fight go through? What'd you see?
It was one punch and well, two things in one punch. It was one jab and and Shakur's distance. I mean, it changed the game for To, and it felt like when I was watching the fight, it really felt like To really didn't have a plan or a game plan or any types of strategy to try to change what was going on in the fight. I mean, he kind of went in there like a deer headlights. Like he was confused
Hmm.
from round one on, and I don't really, I don't really see like I don't know. It was really weird to me just watching the fight go on. Like To just seemed like he wasn't himself.
Hmm.
Mm, mm.
Hmm.
Do you know the father son dynamic? By the way, is your father your trainer, or do you
Yeah,
have another team?
he's my head trainer.
Okay, so there was an interesting dynamic inside that ring that people were looking at, right? And here you are, a father son duo, right? Moving through your career. How do you guys feel like? Is there a separate father son and then fighter trainer relationship, or is it just all melted together? You know what I'm saying? Like when it's fight
Yeah.
time, when he's getting you ready, is it like Pops goes out the door, Coach Meriwether's in there, and he's moving with you that way, or how's that dynamic work with you guys right now?
Yeah, for the most part, he's always been like that since I was around 13, 14 years old. As I gotten older, we've just been, coaching and fighter in the gym, and then when we get home, it's all father son. So,
So
um,
I want to involve
Hmm.
your father in this too. So is he
Yeah.
still close to
he
you?
he just walked out.
Oh, I
Once,
Okay.
wanted to get him
That's all
involved in
right.
that part. It's all good.
That's
It's
all
all good.
right.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely all good. But I thought it was interesting, man, because what's going on in the news right now is the dynamic in T.O.'s corner, right? A lot of people are looking at dynamic and they're wondering, is that functional or dysfunctional? Now I'm saying that they're trying to put their finger on it. And I don't know if you would even care to share an opinion on it, because I know there's some points of conversations that you guys just stay away from. But did you see that dynamic and did you have any type of opinion one way or another of what you saw
we
happening in that corner?
we definitely had an opinion on it. It didn't look right. It did look very
Hmm.
dysfunctional. And then we were just disappointed on how senior left his son in the
Hmm.
ring on his own
Hmm.
without, that was very disheartening for us to watch like that.
Hmm.
Mm,
And then during each rest, it just didn't seem like, senior was given much instructions. And
Hmm.
I mean, he kind of, I felt like he kind of he threw Junior out there in the
mm.
pool without him knowing how to swim, and just try to make him swim without
Right.
teaching anything. So
Kept
Hmm.
demanding him to swim, right?
yeah,
Swim, come on. It's like, I don't know,
yeah,
I'm trying, and help me. He's like,
like
no.
yeah.
Hmm.
So he went out. I mean, he kept on throwing him out there, telling him to not really do much. It was just, where's your power, or punch him. Like easier said than done, and he really wasn't breaking it down on what he should do to actually punch him. So
No, I mean, on a scenario like that, because I know for yourself, I feel like when you're giving us, when you're sharing these thoughts with us, you're not just watching it as another boxer who's moving up to the as a contender moving up. You're looking at it as a son, also, right? You're looking at it as a human being. So, my question to you is, uh what me and Clay and our podcast, we talked yesterday about when we saw Tio do that interview and he said how he hated himself and God's punishing him. We felt bad and we were saying, wow, maybe this is a good time for you to step away. Now, from what you saw, um you're a fighter right now and you saw that dynamic and you're seeing it from both the son perspective and the fighter's perspective. What advice would you give Teofimo at this point?
it's hard. It's hard because with him saying that God. I mean, that's just a mental. That's a mental thing that even I couldn't really help him with that because
Right.
a lot of people go through mental issues and mental problems, and even I went through some tough hardships myself when I wasn't fighting. I went all of 2023. I only had one fight, and that was on a very weird notice. Like I didn't know if I was gonna fight or not. So it was very hard for me to go through something like that. So just for him to go through what he's going through right now with with him losing his belts, and then even then they had a very big beef with him and Shakur, so and Bud as well. So you know losing that battle as well, and then with his dad, that's not even a boxing thing. That's more of a family, you know,
Yeah,
love
exactly.
thing. So, uh, you know, I'll say whatever he's going through. I just hope that he can pray on it
Mm,
and have a better day the next day.
No doubt, no
yeah,
doubt.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so, so on the better things, right? Because this is a gloomy
yeah,
topic, right?
yeah.
Like it is what it is. That's Tio's side of the conversation, but I think the bigger part of the conversation is Shakur Stevenson put on a master class, right?
Whew.
And I'm sure you could appreciate that because you're a boxer, right? You're a high IQ boxer. You take your time. You're not just some puncher. Were you able to appreciate the performance, like in the guy that you sparred? Was it kind of like a little bit of a validation, like, yeah, I sparred against that dude? You know what I'm saying? The Shakur, was it like, yeah, yeah? That's why I've been
Yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
tell y'all.
just from watching the fight. I mean, as like you said, I'm a boxer, so
Mm.
I was able to take some things from what I watched and just put it in my arsenal as well. And then man, that was definitely a that was a great
That's what I'm
that
saying,
was
right?
that was definitely a great performance. Even when you look back at it, it was really great. Like just shutting down a fighter of To's um magnitude like that. It was great. I mean, T.O. was like he was a unified champion in
Right.
everything. Like he beat top guys. Like
Right.
he
Yeah,
beat
he beat
Loma. He
Lomachenko.
beat he beat
Yeah.
Josh Taylor, and Josh Taylor was a good fighter at the time. So I mean, you can't really take away what Shakur did, and that's the crazy part. How the boxing fans are with I seen people trying to take away or diminish Shakur's
Mm,
performance, saying that T.O. is not a great fighter. He's a good fighter, or he's not a great fighter. Like T.O.'s a great fighter, and Shakur really made him look like a decent fighter. So, um,
Yeah.
you know, that's another thing for boxing fans. I don't really resonate
I
with
was
them.
literally about,
yeah,
I
yeah,
swear I was
yeah,
about to roll into that. I swear to you, bro.
yeah.
Literally, I was about to roll into that as far as the fans. And you went with it, bro. And that's why I was letting you go. But I was literally going to follow up the question with you as a boxer being able to really see how great what Shakur did was. Like you saw it. You knew how that was Shakur, right? Being a masterclass, high IQ boxer. but these fans ain't seeing it that way. Do you ever get concerned with that for yourself, that people aren't seeing you for the high level fighter that you are, or have you learned to just kind of like, how have you faced that? Not being, because not every, like, you didn't get a stoppage your last fight. You know what I'm saying? You made the boxing match the priority. You know what I'm saying? You scored. You were defensively responsible. You were putting heat on them out.
You knocked out a lot of mouthpieces, is what I remember.
Right,
too,
exactly. You put sauce on them, but does your style ever kind of like, you ever worry about your style not crossing over as a popular fighter? Does that ever cross your mind?
No, mainly because, especially being on Twitter this past month or so, seeing a lot of hate. I mean, I'm kind of accustomed to it at this point. And then as well, like, being coming from around being with Floyd and stuff like that. I mean, it's just, I was gonna get that regardless. And I've seen Shakur and Devin now. Now all of a sudden, Devin was getting crazy hate a year ago, and now all of a sudden he's the boogeyman, and
Yeah.
everybody loves
Ego.
Devin, and Devin is the money man, and everybody needs to fight Dev to get paid or anything like that. So boxing fans just they turn on a fighter, they
It's
go
a
up and
roller
down. So
coaster. It's a roller coaster ride.
I'm not really worried about it at all. I mean, I know I got to be myself and just, whoever loves me, they love me. And I've been seeing a lot of people say that they didn't like my performance right now, even
That's crazy.
because I didn't stop them. So
That's crazy.
Caesar Correa was a tough fighter. He was taking a lot of shots. And even if you watch some videos from the bleachers or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
Ringside. That's
Whatever.
what I was trying to say.
Right,
From
right, right, right.
ringside, you can hear the punches. Like I was
Nah,
really.
you was
Oh
you was
yeah,
putting it
no,
on him,
you were
Pam.
you
I
were
saw
putting
it.
on him.
Side,
Yeah,
but
no.
he had a chin on him. So
Yeah, no,
Durable. You
King,
can't do nothing about
look,
durable.
King, first of all, I mean, it goes without saying, but I'll say it. There's a reason why Dana White gave you the 50K. There's a reason why you were the third fight of the night, and you put on such a great performance, and it was so memorable that no matter what fight came after you, I want you to think about that. There was only 2 people in Zuffa 1 that got a bonus. That's Julian Rodriguez and you. So the fact that you did that, oh, King, no, there's no question that boxing, maybe the boxing fan haters, but boxing aficionados look at you as that up and coming guy. I mean, believe me, Claymore was way super excited about you, and then I was like, okay, yeah, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is gonna be the guy, right? So no,
I literally got in that conversation before the fight and was like, yo, he's gonna take it. Watch.
And that's actually my question, King, is when you watch Shakur, right? And I just said it yesterday that we're now living in the Shakur era, and hopefully we get to see him get those big fights now. You're kind of like, if Shakur is in the Michael Jordan phase of his life, let's say, you're kind of like Kobe, right? Like when Kobe was coming in. Do you ever look at that? Do you ever say to yourself, I respect Shakur, I love Shakur, but I'm gonna get there and I want to be better?
For sure. I mean, that goes without saying.
Is Shakur Jordan right now?
Stop it, Clay.
No, I want to know for Robert. Hold on, I want to know for Robert. Is Shakur Jordan right now? Is he? Because I know Floyd is your favorite fighter. You know what I'm saying? You already said that earlier.
Well, actually, Muhammad Ali is your number 1 fighter.
Thank you.
It's Louisville, Kentucky, right? Yeah,
Louisville,
Louisville, Kentucky, bro. What you doing, baby? No. Robert said,
earlier he said that Floyd was
no. I would tell you, Robert,
the fighter I look up to for sure. And then meeting him, I mean, that was top guy at that time. But
no.
Ali has always been my favorite since I was a when I learned boxing. I'll say that because I ain't watched boxing before boxing. But with Ali, I mean, since I was 8, 9 years old, I would be running the treadmill with the TV going with Ali highlights, Roy Jones highlights, Pernell Whitaker, and Floyd. So there's a lot of guys like that, but Ali's definitely my top guy.
Right. So then when Claymore was asking you, for me again, I was saying it that we're in the Shakur era right now. He's 28 years old. He's in the beginning
But
of
I
his
want to know
prime.
if he agrees with that.
Yeah,
I want to know if he agrees
being
with that.
Shakur being Jordan.
yeah.
Not Jordan
No,
necessarily,
not
but just
Jordan, but like he's the best player right now moving forward, right at 28. In that.
here we go. There we go. Let me talk.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because it's I don't know. It's very awkward to go off of that with like him being the best. I think he's top 5
Okay.
Sure.
after
Look,
Okay.
and I
after
want to add
Tua.
something before Reyes goes in it, and I think it's important because I like where he was going with the question. But I want the Jordan thing for me was like, I don't know if he's Jordan. But
Nah.
but that being said, though, I think what Reyes may have been saying, and what I definitely feel like is you're on a trajectory path to be a tactician like a Shakur Stevenson, that you have the ability to disarm fighters, and your pedigree, your IQ takes you into that conversation. So that's why I even brought it up as far as you seeing him putting on that kind of performance against a Tiafimo. Did that inspire you, right? I was trying to see if that inspired you to know that, man, I compare you guys a little bit. I think you're on that trajectory. Does that make sense, Robert? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I understand. I mean, I feel the same way.
Right.
Right. That's why I was saying it's like Kobe when Kobe was looking at Jordan. That's what my point was. Is are you looking at Shakur like
You know
that?
what? I understand what you're saying. That like I'm looking at him as he's a great fighter, but I'm also looking to get past him.
For sure. You think that y'all could ever cross paths at some point in the future? Is that why? Is that realistic?
I
Or
mean,
do you
if
think?
he's gonna stay at 135, what's going to have to happen?
I love it. I
Ooh,
love it.
all right, I love
Hey,
it.
pops. Salute,
Yeah.
Mr. Meriwether. I'm glad you're here because I had a question earlier that I asked your son, and
Go
you
ahead.
weren't there. So I want to bring it back full circle here on the father-son dynamic. We were talking about the Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez fight, and I was asking him, where did he think it went wrong? You know what I'm saying? Because I think we all thought it'd be more competitive, even if we picked Shakur. We thought it'd be a more competitive fight, but it turned out to be a one-sided affair. So I guess first thing I'm going to ask you is, how did you see the fight going? And did the fight go the way you thought it would go? I'm going to ask you that first.
No, I don't. It didn't go the way I thought it would go. Right, and also, I thought that Tiafimo didn't have a plan. It seemed like when he went into the fight that it was just winging. He was just winging it. He didn't adapt to anything. He didn't uh, never block the jab. He kept the lead hand down. He never tried to crowd Shakur. No head movement. I thought if he would have made the fight a little tougher, a little bit more rugged, then he might have had a little bit of success. But other than that, he got outclassed, got outcoached, everything.
So, and then the next question, the part 2 of the question is the father-son dynamic. And listen, if you don't want to speak on it, I understand. But I'm going to ask you because you guys have that relationship. There's a father-son dynamic between you and your son. And the way the corner works out for you guys makes a difference in how the fight turns out, right?
Right.
How do you guys manage that? And what did you think about what you saw happening in that corner on the opposite side from Shakur, on the Teofimo Lopez side, on that corner work? What did you see, and how did you feel about it?
Well, me and my son, we have nobody's relationship is perfect, but as far as when the corner goes, when it comes time for game time, we damn near perfect. We don't. He when it's fight time, he listens. He try to stick to the game plan, and it's more than his eyes and my eyes. That's why I got other coaches. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like his father didn't have no go-to. He didn't have a go-to. Like me and my son, we've been working since the amateurs. We always have a go-to. I know what from the look of his face, I know what he's thinking about. I know how he's feeling. You know, it's just what we do. We have that bond, we have that connection. He's never going to question me, and I'm never going to question him as far as when it comes time for fight time. But hell, during training camp, shit, we get all the animosity, the he can't stand me, I can't stand him. We get all that out the way during training camp. You know, he get on my nerves, I get on his nerves. That's during training camp. But under the big lights, you know, he performs.
That's a fact. We could see it, and we see the dynamic, you know what I mean? And everybody's talking about it, you know what I mean? That's why I brought it up, because I think the father-son dynamic in boxing sometimes is underappreciated or underspoke about. There's so many great fathers in the game, even Floyd and his father, and you know, but you also have the ones that fell apart, right? Like Roy Jones and his father, and Shane and his father. So, you know, it's a dynamic that plays a big difference, especially in the up and come the great fighters, right? Always having to kind of figure that out. And I was definitely interested in how you guys looked at that.
But also, if I feel that I can't help my son in the corner, right, I'll step back and let somebody else take the lead if I feel I can't help my son.
That's awesome.
It's not about me. At the end of the day, it's about him and his success.
That's awesome.
You know, if I'm not improving his game, or you know, for some reason he's not responding to me that I want him to, I'll do it in the middle of a fight. You know, I'll let one of my other coaches get in there and see if they can get to him. If I'm not getting to him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It shows actually, Mr. Meriwether, that not only are you a mature father, but you're a very mature boxing coach. Because a very mature boxing coach would understand that if your fighter is tone deaf, that maybe it needs a different tone, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's beautiful. That I'm really glad you said that. I do want to kind of flip it, if it's okay with you, Clay, too. We are in Super Bowl week, and you guys are in Vegas just like me. And I'm not going to assume that you're a Raider fan just like I am, because I came from, but to be fair, just so that you know, King, I came from Oakland, so I was predisposed to having to be a Raider fan. Anyways. But Super Bowl week, I know growing up, you had played football. You know, that was the sport. And then you kind of got into the boxing because of your mom, you know, in the fitness gym. And then you said to yourself, I'm going to be good at this. But football wise, for the Super Bowl this Sunday, who do you think will win? Because you got a Drake May who's only in his second year. Drake May's kind of like you, right? And then you got Sam Darnold, man, you know.
He called me Kobe.
I told him Kobe was better than LeBron.
No, he's not even. You don't know why.
Oh no! So that's what that was all about.
He called Shakur Jordan.
Okay,
yeah.
Where does that come from? Kobe was okay. Pass.
You have a Shakur style.
It hit different. I got it. There was an inside going on with that.
Here's the difference, right? That Shakur don't take chances.
Okay. Okay.
That's okay.
All right.
I'm not saying that King take chances. I'm just saying Shakur don't take chances.
Right. Okay. All right.
Listen, King. I think King resonates with Shakur more than the dad does. He's like, man, you crazy. You're not seeing that. That boy working in there. Am I bugging? King, like, he doing things in there, man. You just not seeing it. He doing things in there. But
Shakur's a great fighter. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, I gave him his after this fight right here. I gave him his props. He controlled the fight with a jab.
Yeah,
he beat Teofimo with a jab.
But King could probably do the same thing. Would you allow him to do that though? Do you feel like okay? Yes. That's what I want to know.
Listen, I've told him time and time again he can win a fight with his jab. I believe he have one of the best jabs. As a prospect than anybody right now. Right. But he just got to commit to it, stick to it, and believe in it.
Right.
He has a hell of a jab.
Yeah.
No, we saw it. We know.
Yeah. Got a hell of a left hook too.
Yeah.
That's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know what? Though I appreciate that Drake May too. Though that was a good one because he's
You know where.
That's a young MVP.
You know where I'm going with it. So who are you picking? Are you picking?
I'm a Steelers fan though. So
okay.
You know, 6 rings. You know, New England, they got 6 rings now. So I gotta go with Seattle just by default. I can't. I
Okay.
got. It's like a hate in my heart that I can't let New England pass us because we've been at 6 rings for a minute now. So
Right.
we
Right.
can't let New England surpass us that fast. We gotta let Seattle win, and on top of that, we already beat Seattle in the Super Bowl before. So
All right.
that's kind of one up on New England too.
My
That she,
enemy's enemy, right? My enemy's
yeah.
enemy,
No,
bro.
no.
It is what it
I,
is.
I understand that, King. I understand that. Just so that you know, because you are a Steelers fan, that wasn't a catch, bro. The immaculate reception was not a catch. I just want to let you know that.
Definitely was a catch.
Guys, listen, I don't want to hold you guys up. We've been on for a minute. I'll hold you. I'm not playing. I'll hold you. I got to be. I want to be respectful.
Do your thing, Claymore.
Okay, because I want to be respectful of your time, bro. Because we will bully. We'll take the hand.
Thing, man.
You give us a finger, we will take the hand, bro.
I honestly, we so much appreciate you, Mr. Meriwether, for joining us today too. We would absolutely love to have you on, on a different time, Mr. Meriwether, and talk to you about the coaching side of things. We've had Bernard Hackett on here, Bernard with Jaleel, and King. We really appreciate your time. You are an articulate, intelligent 20-year-old. The only other question I would have asked was, if you do ever decide to go to college, what would you go for? What would your master's degree be on?
Engineering. For sure.
Oh my gosh.
And that's because I love cars, and it's helpful for me because I'm great at math. I mean, that's always been my number one subject since I was in elementary school. With numbers, I'm just good with numbers,
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
he definitely added up that bonus quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I know he was.
He
was back up there like that.
He did one of these numbers. Cha-ching.
What are we doing, King? Piles of 10, piles of 5, piles of how was he working?
Oh man.
Did you get it mixed up, or we digital? We just put it in the account. Just load up the account.
It's just in the account.
There we go. All right.
We gotta let it sit. We gotta let it sit too. So.
Hey, thank you.
I got one last thing.
Wait. He's got one last thing.
How y'all get that picture? Because my mom needs that picture. She been.
The picture I got of you on the thumbnail. Yeah, I snatched it off of where did I take it from, man? I'm gonna tell you. I can send it to you though.
Yeah, we'll send it to you. Okay.
What right there?
You don't see it? Hold on, let me look him up.
Mr. Meriwether, you don't see it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I need that one.
I'm about to say, I'll look it up. Here it is, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah.
Right here in the corner.
Yeah.
You look GQ on that one.
Okay. I need that one. I need that one. My mom loved that one.
Yeah. I'll get it together for you, man. I'll send it over to your dad's. I'll text it over.
I appreciate it.
And I'll send you the reference point to the location I got it from. I got to remember where, but I'll find out where I got it from too as well.
Did you get it from the World Boxing News one?
What's that? Where I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll find it right now.
Tell me you got. I know they altered that one.
I
looked a little crazy on that one, a little funny.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I touched you up, bro. I got you together.
Yeah.
I got you together. But
he did a whole. Clay did a whole edit with it, so we'll make sure we send it to you, King. We'll make sure we send it to you. I
appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much, Mr. Meriwether. Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys soon, since you guys are in Vegas, and please, you guys are welcome to the show anytime, right, Claymore? Anytime you guys want to come on,
as much as you can. Yeah, please. Listen, I'm gonna be reaching out to your father regularly. You know what I'm saying? Saying good luck to you guys and all those things. And I also wanted to know, do you guys know when your next fight is, or you don't know yet?
It's the beginning of April, end of March.
Love it. Okay. Love it. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having us.
Man, thank y'all for having us.
Thank you, King.
Being here, man. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Robert Meriwether, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Meriwether.